on it. The first time I saw lights come to Chicago, it was about Chief Keef. I think what we need to do is understand. I don't see many young people in here, but you need to get in these young people's faces. They're looking for somebody of love, or how you doing? Don't just think that they are the enemy. They have hell going on in life. It is post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what these children are suffering from. That's why they are in war. So when you have, oh, I'm offended by Chiraq, you should be. Oh, I'm offended by Chief Keef, you should be. They are the vein. You should see these people. They have nothing to lose because they feel like they got nothing to live for. How you gonna pay attention in class when you haven't had a meal? Come on. My kids come. Some of my children live in hotels. They live in cars. Every day you talk to a young person, you tell that young person, is there something I can do for you? Do you have any help? Do you need something? Have you eaten? A hug? I love you. Look them in the eye. Some of them don't even have enough confidence to look you in the eye.
When you hear what I've got to say, I'm sure you won't be able to find your head away.
Chicago, Illinois is not only the third largest city in the U.S., it is also the fifth most segregated city in America. A city with one of the highest sales tax, and where more than 30,000 civilians have been shot already since the beginning of 2016. With this being said, it may be hard to see how one could survive these harsh conditions, but to us, Chicagoans, the natives, the people who haven't been shot, view it as our home, the crib, the city, our city.
What can you tell us, Judy?
Good morning. A 16-year-old boy, he's identified as Nathan Hicks. He was one of those killed. He was shot on Mother's Day on the west side.
10 murders in the first 5 days. In fact, shootings in Chicago are up 176%, with 47 shootings in the first 5 days of 2016 compared to last year's 17 shootings, say police.
9 people killed, at least 41 people wounded in shootings over the weekend. The youngest victim who was wounded was a 17-year-old boy who was shot in Austin.
Before President Obama started his emotional speech Tuesday against gun violence, 2 people had been shot in Chicago, say police.
It's like the national media portrays us like we just straight monsters, like it's just straight killing, like it's just guns, it's no good. At the same time, they're not showing that it's schools closing down and it's an increased police presence.
It's depicted as from a, I guess, fishbowl perspective. You know, all of the opinions are based on people who not only are not members of the community, but don't have the community in mind, the well-being of the community in mind, and they already have an opinion about the community. So
they only show you one side. They don't show you the good that's going on. Not saying that it's more good going on than bad, because I would be lying if I said that. But it's a good thing that all good come with bad and all bad come with good. It goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? So
if they showed you on the news every day how hiring more teachers have reduced the crime rate, we get more teachers. If they showed you every day how opening up the schools and allowing the kids to have midnight basketball programs help so many black males stay out of jail, then we get more schools opened up with these programs. But they don't show you that. They show you the park getting shot up. They show you the little kid that killed the other little kid. So instead of the same situation being a solution, the media make it so negative that now you're going to take your solution and turn it into a problem.
My name's Johnny Stevenson. I'm a senior at Claflin University, and I'm from the far south side of Chicago, and I live on 125th and Union. Visitors shouldn't be scared, but you know they do have a good reason to be scared because of the violence and you know what's going on in the city. You know, I wouldn't really I wouldn't really be surprised, why people would be scared. But everything in Chicago isn't bad. What they portray on TV isn't, 100% of Chicago. You got downtown, Michigan Ave, you got the Bulls, Cubs, Sox. It's a lot of things better than what they portray on TV as far as gangbanging and violence. But, it's not really 100% reason to be scared to come to Chicago if you're not from there.
My name is Reginald Rogers. I'm a senior. My major is sport management with a minor in business administration, and I'm from the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Personally, I use the term Chiraq, but it's nothing like, how can I describe it? Chiraq is not a term to be like played around with. Like, there's really a lot of violence going on in Chicago.
My name is Neftali Reyes. I'm a freshman at Claflin University, and I'm from the north side of Chicago. I stayed on North Avenue in California. Chiraq is a term that a lot of people from Chicago and that aren't from Chicago, they call it Chiraq because the media portrays Chicago as just a dangerous place. So I would say Chiraq isn't all of Chicago. It's mainly just the bad places. Like, if they want to talk about Chicago being good, they're not going to say Chiraq. They only say Chiraq when they're talking about where people are being killed, how many people are being killed, and what's happening in the bad areas.
I'm Kirsten Criddle. I'm a junior from Claflin University, business administration major, and I'm from the south side of Chicago. I stay on 99th and Yale. For one, if somebody asks you where you're from, you say Chicago, they're like, oh, Chief Keef. They think Chicago is just a bunch of people walking around with dreads, looking crazy. And, I mean, some of that is true, but not all of it's true. You actually have good people in Chicago. So, no, I think the way the media plays out Chicago is partially true, but then it's not all true. They take the bad out of Chicago instead of taking some of the good, because there's a lot of things that is good in Chicago. I wouldn't consider myself saying I'm from Chiraq because I think Chiraq is what everyone who doesn't live in Chicago says. And I just don't play with guns because I've had people die from guns. So to me, that's just crazy. No, I don't feel Chiraq is needed. I'm from Chicago, not Chiraq.
With so much negative attention on the city's south side, it's almost as if Chicago has been stripped of its pride and recognition. No one cares about the city of broad shoulders or the city that works. All they know is Chiraq. No one knows that Chiraq's Art Institute holds the largest amount of impressionist paintings in the world, or that it's home to the world's largest free outdoor food festival. They just know that it's home to Chief Keef and the Gangster Disciples. No one knows that Chiraq has one of the largest libraries in the U.S., or that the Lincoln Park Zoo is the most visited zoo in all of America. But they know that there were more killings than Iraq. No one knows that Chiraq has the largest indoor aquarium in the world, or that the Field Museum holds the world's most complete skeleton of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But they know about the city's most dangerous neighborhoods. Chicago is looked at as a wasteland and not a graceland. But guess what? I made it out with the city proudly on my back. I'm from Chicago, not Chiraq.